What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Clash mini video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best and the worst abilities inside of Clash Mini. Coming in at number 5, the 5th best ability in the game, we have the Miner's Big Shuffle. Attacks gain cleave. Attacks hit all enemies in a front arc. I think this is one of the best abilities in the game because if you are able to get to the back line and hit 2 units at the same time, it can absolutely decimate backline minis. And a lot of people who do traps and everything like that, you'll be able to hit 2 minis at the same time, giving you massive value. This paired with the other upgrades for the miner, it attacks very fast, and I think with cleave it has to be up here in one of the best abilities in the game. Backstab was also one of those kind of things where I kind of wanted to put it really high. I think backstab would be in the top 10 abilities, but unfortunately we're going to be going with just the top 5 here, and I got to give it to the Big Shovel at number 5. The number 4 best ability in the game is going to be the Wizard's 3rd star ability, Spicy. Fireball prevents enemy healing for a short time. There is a ton of healing currently in the meta right now. A lot of Barbarian King decks have a battle healer in it, and also the level 5 ability from the Barbarian King heals the Barbarian King. Also, I've been seeing a little bit of battle healer in Shield Maiden decks as well, and also this stops the Countess, which means it pretty much neutralizes 3 decks inside of Clash Mini. The Wizard's 3rd ability is absolutely crucial, especially when you are playing versus a lot of healing in your opposition's deck. So for that fact alone, I'm going to put the Wizard's 3rd star ability, Spicy, as number 4 on the list. Coming in at number 3, the 3rd best ability inside of Clash Mini is going to be the Archer's Archery. Attacks hit 1 additional target. Now this is absolutely huge, especially when you're playing versus an Archer Queen, when you're playing versus a Royal Champion, when you're playing versus people who have multiple units in the back line. This is so important. The reason why this is important is because if you do not have this star ability and they place a guard all the way in their back, you are going to just hit that guard the entire time until that guard is eliminated from the mini board. But if you have the 2-star ability, what this does is it still attacks the guard, but the second arrow will always target the furthest unit. So that means if they put 2 minis in the back that are tankier units that slowly walk up, eventually what will happen is your second arrow will focus the furthest mini, which means it will automatically get value on ranged minis. So especially if you don't have a miner in your deck or anything like that, this will get you massive value, especially if people are putting units in the back or if they're trying to block your miner with a backline mini. This still will get value because it will help your miner clear out that mini that they put back there to clear out your miner, and then it will also hit a unit in their backline, which is more than likely going to be a squishy unit. For that points alone, I'm going to put that as number 3 as the 3rd best ability inside of Clash Mini. Coming in at the 2nd best ability inside of Clash Mini, we're going to be going with the Barbarian's Critical Strike 2nd star ability. Attacks have a small chance to do +1 damage. Let me tell you something, this actually goes off a lot inside of a Clash Mini battle, and it gets you massive value. This pretty much makes it a mini P.E.K.K.A almost in essence, and especially paired with the Barbarian King where it does an extra damage as well. You could be doing 3 damage, and the machine gun of the Barbarian, you don't even need to really upgrade it any more than this. Obviously you you would want to because it attacks faster and the endless rage is pretty good if the match goes on, but it still can stack 10 times with its passive ability. So with critical strike, it really puts in work and makes this mini absolutely amazing, especially in rounds 1 and 2. It really makes this mini pop off, and it really unlocks the true potential of the Barbarian, because once it starts to stack its rage, the critical strike absolutely pummels its targets, and it does so much damage. For that point alone, I'm gonna have to put critical strike as the second best ability inside of Clash Mini. Coming in at number 1, the best ability inside of Clash Mini is none other than the Lumberjack's 3rd star ability, Quick Sip. Clash, cast the Rage Potion. What does it do? It casts the Rage Potion the moment the battle starts. This is amazing. It has to be the best ability inside of Clash Mini because it allows your troops to get off their supers faster. It allows your Archer Queen to super faster. It allows your World Champion to super faster. Your Barbarian King, anything. It makes your units very, very quick, and it gives them so much value, especially in the back line. In Archer Queen decks is where it is the bread and butter right now, especially getting your Archer Queen to ramp up as fast as possible is so crucial to get that ability off and dominate your opponent. The Lumberjack fits in a lot of decks, especially once you get the Quick Sip ability. It really takes off the buffs recently to the Lumberjack, making it a little bit tankier. I'm gonna sit here and honestly, I can't even argue that this is the best ability inside of Clash Mini. If you disagree with this, please let me know in the comments. But I mean, I have to say, just for the fact that it can pair with an Archer Queen and make it super faster, that is going to be one of the main reasons why this is the best ability inside of Clash Mini. Now we are going on to the worst abilities inside of Clash Mini. Here it is. Number 5, the 5th worst ability inside of Clash Mini is going to be none other than the Battle Healer's 3rd star ability. Enchatin, the Battle Healer's 3rd star ability is this high on the list. It's not even like the worst ability or the second worst ability. Hold on, we have 4 minis that actually have a worse ability than this. Cheer, allies receiving first aid gain 1 energy. Pretty decent, but not a lot of frontline minis have a super bar besides your hero, so it really doesn't get you super value. The P.E.K.K.A.s don't, the mini P.E.K.K.A.s don't, the Barbarians don't. But let me tell you, it still gets a little bit of value, but very slim. I just don't think this will ever be gotten over the Triage and the Aura, which is the first and the second ability of the Battle Healer. And I don't think you ever want to get a 3-star Battle Healer. And for that point alone, I don't think Cheer will ever be gotten inside of a Clash Mini match. And for that point alone, I do not think it can be a good ability inside of Clash Mini. That is putting it at number 5 as the 5th worst ability inside of Clash Mini. Coming in at number 4, the 4th worst ability inside of Clash Mini, we're going to be going over to the Mega Knight 3rd star ability, Shockwave. Attacks push enemies back. I honestly have not found a use for this. I think it is an ability that really does nothing, and if you're going to waste 4 elixir for a little bit of health and an attack that pushes back enemies, it's going to get you no value. Slam gets you a little bit of value. It adds 2 seconds to the stun duration. Earthquake makes it a bigger stun. I just can never see you spending more than 12 elixir ever on a Mega Knight, and that is too much. The Shockwave just will never be gotten. I just do not see a use for the Shockwave in the current game right now. I think this is a useless ability inside of Clash Mini. I think it's a very clunky ability, and I just do not think it has a place inside of Clash Mini. And for that point alone, that is why it is going to be our 4th worst ability inside of Clash Mini. Going on to number 3, the 3rd worst ability inside of Clash Mini is the Bowler's first star ability. Now everybody's probably like, Enchatin, this is actually a pretty good ability. What are you talking about? Let me tell you something. On a roll, Strike becomes a super ability also. If you were getting this, it barely ever goes off inside of a match. It takes forever to super up. I just do not think it will ever get enough value, and when it does go off, it rolls over one unit, it stuns it for a little bit of time, but guess what? You could have just thrown out a normal attack and still done 2 damage. It just wouldn't have stunned it, and now you're sitting here wasting 3 elixir just to get a 1-second stun. Not worth at all whatsoever. Cannot see this being valuable for that point alone. I think the bowler is good at 0 stars. I think at 1 star it just does not do it. I just don't think it's ever worth investing 3 elixir to gain a super ability on a unit that attacks so slow. It's like a snail. It just rolls, and then it takes 50 minutes before it rolls again. It charges its super and it takes forever. I could take a nap, wake up, and it still wouldn't be charged. I just do not think on a roll is worth it to get ever inside of a Clash Mini match. Maybe on an electric tile, but nah, I still wouldn't do it. So for that point alone, I'm going to put the bowler's first star ability as the 3rd worst ability inside of Clash Mini. Now, moving on to the 2nd worst ability inside of Clash Mini, we have none other than the Knight's 3rd star ability, Light Armor. Energy needed for Chivalry -1. Enchatin, there's a worse ability in the game than this? Yes, there is, and we're going to go to that in just a second, but we're going to talk about the Knight. The Knight's ability is good. It's a good ability. The problem is, -1 energy is just not worth it, even for the 2 elixir that it would be. I just feel like it's just one of those situations where a lot of units in the game currently do 2 damage. If the Barbarian King is in the game and it supers up, all of the units do 2 damage, so yeah, you might cut out 1 damage, but you're still taking 1 damage from every single mini. The Archer Queen does 2 damage. The Monk will just slap you and just eliminate you immediately. It's okay versus Shield Maiden decks, but usually Shield Maiden decks have P.E.K.K.A.s, have, Magic Archers, have things that will be able to shut you down, and I just feel like it will never get value. Countess does more damage from the back at level 10, or when it supers on to you, it does more damage than 1. I just feel like this ability right here is 0 value in almost every single Clash Mini match. I think every single other 2 elixir ability in the game would be more worth to get than a Knight's Light Armor inside of a Clash Mini match. For that reason alone, I'm going to put this as the 2nd worst ability inside of Clash Mini. Now we're going to go on to the worst ability inside of Clash Mini, and that is the Magic Archer's 3rd star ability, Shatter. Magic Arrow gains Breaker. Breaker does 3 times damage to shields. Unfortunately, shields just are not in the game right now. It just does not do enough damage. It is 4 elixir to do nothing. What are you going to hit a guard? That's really the only time you'll ever get value, is taking 3 times damage to a shield's guard. And let me tell you something. To a guard shield, it doesn't matter. It barely ever loses all of its shield capacity before it gets taken out. So you are just hurting a guard that really doesn't matter because it's meant to fall anyway. This ability just does not get any value inside of Clash Mini. It really struggles to ever find its place. A lot of people were like, oh, it's pretty good at the beginning, but now I think everybody is on the same page that the Magic Archer's 3rd star ability, where you have to invest 4 elixir onto it, is just not the way to go. If you're playing a magic archer, you get the first star ability, you might get the second star ability, so you already get 12 elixir already. And if you're going to invest another 4 elixir, which is 16 elixir, into getting shatter, it will never be worth it. I just have to put this as the worst ability inside of Clash Mini because it will just never get value inside of a Clash Mini match. And honestly, I still would have steel tips even over shatter, even if they did have a shield, because it's more reliable. Because if you don't hit a unit that has a shield, you still get 0 value from the 3rd star ability. And that is why the magic archer, worst ability in the game, it's 3rd star shatter. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think another ability is worse or better than any of the abilities that we put in this tier list. If you guys are enjoying the content, hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.